Hello and welcome. Today we're working on time value of money, the introduction, how to do exercises using the calculator, the Texas Instruments BA2 Plus. Now, the preceding video was all about using Excel for these calculations, so I'm using the same spreadsheet, the same exercises. So if you watch that first one, you'll know how to do it on Excel. You watch this one, you can do it on your calculator. Hello, my name is Jeff from Finally Learn, where I help you finally learn financial literacy, including things like Excel and financial calculators. So let's get started. Time value of money is the idea that $1 today is worth more than in the future. Two reasons for this: because of inflation. $1 loses its value over time because of inflation, or it takes more dollars to buy the same goods in the future, or interest. You can invest and earn interest over time. So $1 today is worth more than in the future. So if you invest it at 10%, $100 becomes $110. Now, there's four different ways essentially to calculate the time value of money. The two best ways are why I did these videos. The first way is Excel or a spreadsheet. And the second best way is a financial calculator or an app. Now, the calculator, the most popular calculator for financial calculations is the Texas Instruments BA2 Plus calculator. Here, this is the professional model. So I recommend, if you don't have that and you need to buy that calculator, I think the BA2 Plus is about $35, and the BA2 Plus Professional, the professional model, is about $50. So I recommend, if you're an accounting student or a finance student, or if you're taking the professional certifications like the CFP, the Certified Financial Planner, or the CFA, the Chartered Financial Analyst, if you're doing those types of certifications, then I would recommend the professional model. Now, if you don't have the calculator and you want to use an app, then there's two options here. The one I recommend, because I know about it, and the one I'm going to show you, because I can show this on a screencast, is the BA Finance Pro for iOS by Ernest Brock. And here's what it looks like. Here's a picture of it. Now, you'll see that on my calculations. Now, the other two ways to calculate this is using formulas, which is kind of clunky and a little more difficult to do. And the worst way is to do an interest table. It's just not precise enough, and you'd have to have a table to calculate something. So it's not a very good method. So I recommend you either use a spreadsheet like Excel, or you use an app or the financial calculator. Now, when you have your Texas Instruments BA2 Plus, I recommend two settings that you need to set at the very beginning. All right, so here is my BA Finance Pro app. So I'm going to enter here, and the default is set for 2 decimals. Now, if you're going to do work in business, you're going to need more than the default 2. Let me show you where we see this. So second function format, I have it set for 4 decimals, but it generally comes at 2 decimals. So if you do percent, a percent like 3.52% really is 0.0352. You enter that, and it's going to show 0.04. It's going to show 4%, and that's not 3.52%. So you want to show 4 decimals. So the way we do this is second function format, enter, put the 4 in, and then enter. So second function format, 4, enter at the very top, and then we'll clear out of that. From now on, it's going to show 4 decimal places. So 3.52%, 0.0352 is going to show all 4 decimals. So you need to set your calculator for more than 2, so 4 is a good number. You can show more than that, but it's probably not really practical. The other format is your calculator. If you have a real simple calculator, then it just has what Texas Instruments calls a chain system. So 1 plus 2 times 3 would give you 9. Now, I think mine's already set for AOS, but I'm going to show you how it works. So mine is set for AOS, so I'm going to get rid of it and show how it works. You make sure that worked. Yes, it's on the chain system. So here, we know it's on the chain system because we just saw that, but 1 plus 2 times 3 equals 9, and that's not correct. Remember the math order of operations, you can remember it as PEMDAS, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Well, you take the parentheses first, and then exponents, and then multiplication division. So if you evaluate this formula, you should take 2 times 3 plus the 1. So if you have a simple calculator, you're going to have to do that first. If you have a calculator that's good, like the BA2 Plus, then what you can do is set the algebraic operating system, so second function format, and go up, and it's going to say chain. We'll do second function set, and it'll be AOS. So 1 plus 2 times 3 gives us 7. So it should be 2 times 3 first equals 6 plus 1 is 7. So that's the answer. So I would set the 2 steps here, set the decimals, and then set the algebraic operating system, and you're good to go. All right, so let's look at the time value of money variables. Now, one thing that we don't have in Excel, we don't have a periods per year. You have that on your BA2 Plus calculator. So periods per year is the periods per year or the compounding frequency. So it's either going to be annual, 1, semi-annual, 2, quarterly is 4, or monthly is 12. Now, Excel can only use the periodic system here. So basically, you adjust the interest rate always. So 6% divided by 12, and that's the periodic rate. I'm going to recommend for the calculator that we're always going to adjust the periods per year to 1, to 4, to 2, or to 12. And then that way we can use the annual interest rate. So I'm going to demonstrate that system. Now you could use the system where you always set the periods per year to 1, never change it, and you're always having to do the periodic rate. Well, I don't think that's the best way for this calculator. If you already know how to do that system, then don't change. If you don't want to change, don't change. But don't switch back and forth. Pick a system, either periodic or annual rate, and go with that. Now, you don't have a choice on Excel, but you have a choice on your calculator. So, we have 5 variables that we'll always enter. We always know 4, and we're going to figure out and calculate the 5th one. So N is the number of periods, years, half years, quarters, or months. Interest rate per year is the annual interest rate. I'm going to recommend we always use the annual rate. The present value is the lump sum at the beginning of the problem. The payment is a stream of equal payments, also called an annuity. And then FV is future value. Now this little chart explains in Excel. We did Excel in the previous video. Go back and look at that if you need to. But here are the 6 factors we're going to look at. We'll always have a compounding periods per year, and then we'll know 4 of these 5 and solve for the 5th one. So let's get started with future value, our very first future value problem. Here are the ways we enter it on Excel, and here's the answer. We already have the answer, so we're just going to show you how to do it on the calculator. You invest $3,000 today in an account that grows at 8% for 10 years. What will it be worth at the end? Well, we need to set periods per year to 1. So I'm going to do second function, periods per year. It's set for 2. I had a previous calculation where I had 2. So I'm going to set it to 1. So 1, and then at the very top, enter. And then we'll clear out of that. And then I'll set 10 as my number of periods. So I'll hit 10 first, and then hit N. I'm going to hit 8% interest, 3,000 as my present value, 0 is my payment. Now I've noticed that the previous calculation I had used the payments happen at the beginning of the period, so I'm going to take that off, beginning, and then set. We'll show you how to do that here in a minute. So I have 10 periods, 8% per period, $3,000 investment, no payment, and I need to compute. So CPT at the very top left, future value, and that's $6,476. Now, I've got a negative number. That's not a problem. If I want to manage that, I can kind of ignore the negative number. Present value and future value always would be different signs. If I enter as a positive present value, the future value becomes negative. If I want to enter the present value as negative, then compute future value, that's a positive number. All right, so you know they're going to be present value and future value are going to be opposite signs. All right, number 2, the account has $10,000. You add $500 per month for 20 years, and the interest rate is 9%. What is the future value? Well, this is a monthly problem, so we're going to set the periods per year to 12. 12 periods per year, enter. I've got 240 is my number of periods. 9% is my annual interest rate. I'm going to put in $10,000 as my present value. The account has $10,000. We're going to add $500 per month, so $500 is my payment. What is the future value? So compute future value. It is $394,034.95. That's negative because I entered my present value and payment as future value, as positive. So my future value then comes out negative. I can ignore that, and it's $394,000. All right, number 3. We're going to solve for present value for 3 and 4. So let's see what we can do. You're going to receive $200,000 each year for 10 years starting today. Today is an important concept. We need to set it for beginning payments rather than ending payments. If you can earn 6%, what is the annuity worth today? Well, we're going to have periods per year is 1, so we'll do second function, periods per year 1, and then enter. So you have 1 period per year. 10 is the number of periods. 6% is the interest. 200,000 is the payment. There's no future value. So we need to solve for present value. So I'm going to solve for present value, and we're wrong because I haven't set it for beginning. This assumes the payments happen at the end of the year. Now to change that, do you see above the payment there's BGN? So I'm going to do second function. BGN, it says ending, and I need to set, so second function set. It toggles it from ending to beginning. So now I'm going to clear out of this and do compute present value. And our answer is correct now, $1,560,338. All right, so if we have a problem where payments happen at the beginning, we need to show that it's beginning. And you'll see at the very top it says BGN. It has a button on the app. It's lit up the little button, the green button that says BGN. So that's unusual to have beginning payments. All right, number 4. We're going to have a bond, a $200,000 15-year bond that pays semi-annual interest of $8,000. The bond is sold to yield 7.5%. So what is the price, or what is the present value of the bond? All right, so we need to take it off beginning mode. So second function beginning and second function set. So now it's beginning mode. We have 2 periods per year. So I'm going to do second function periods per year, 2, enter. I've got 30 is my number of periods. 7.5 is my interest rate. I have $8,000 is my stream of payments. 200,000 is my future value. So now I've entered everything. I'm going to solve for present value. Compute present value, and it's $208,914 and 62 cents. So what happens is if we have a $200,000 bond, it pays $200,000 at the very end. It pays every 6 months interest payments of $8,000. And if the yield on that bond is 7.5%, then the bond is selling right now at $208,914. That's present value. Now let's switch. Let's do 2 where we solve for payment. Let's do a car payment. You buy a car for $27,000 and you finance it for 5 years. The interest rate on the loan is 6.2%. What is your monthly car payment? All right, so here we have, now this is a monthly problem. So we're going to do periods per year. Second function, periods per year is 12. Enter. And then clear out of that, so we have 12 periods per year. 60 is N, the number of periods. 6.2 is the interest rate. 27,000 is the present value of this car loan rather, is 27,000. We're going to put 0 in as the future value. We're going to pay off the car loan with 60 equal payments. We'll do compute payment, and it is $524.50. It's negative, that's fine. We're going to have to pay $524 every month for 5 years, 60 months. So that's $524.50 is your car payment. All right, number 6. You want to have $1 million at age 70 and you're currently age 25. So you have 45 years, right? You currently have $1,000 saved. You can earn 8% as annual interest. What monthly amount do you need to save or really invest each month to achieve your goal? So we're going to set 12 periods per year, and the way we do the number of years times the 12, we know it's 45 years. 70, age 25 to age 70 is 45 years times 12, so it looks like it's 540 months. So let's show you how to do it on the calculator. We're going to set, we already have set periods per year is 12, but if it wasn't set, we do second function, periods per year, 12, enter, and then clear out of that. 540 is N, 8% is I, 1,000 is my present value, and I want it to be $1 million. Now, the problem is if I do compute payment, it's going to be an incorrect number because I have present value and future value the same sign. Sometimes it would have an error 5. So I need to set my 1,000 as a negative present value. My future value is going to be 1 million. So now I compute payment. And here it's $182.73. So our payment is $182.73. The present value is 1,000, and we want it to grow to 1 million by putting in a payment every time. So here's the deal. If you have 45 years until you want that $1 million and you can get 8%, then you have to put aside $182. If you only have, that's 45 years. If you only have 40 years, then you have 480 months, then your payment's going to have to go from 182 to 280 essentially. So just waiting 5 years means your payment goes up $100. All right. Now the next two, we're going to solve for interest rate. We're going to solve for an interest rate. Your investment of $100,000 has grown to $284,400 in 9 years. What is your annual rate of return? This is also called the compound annual growth rate, or CAGR, C-A-G-R. So it's going to be 1 period per year, and then number of years is 9. We're going to start with 100,000, and it's going to grow to 284,000. So let's get started. Second period per year, it's going to be 1 period per year, enter. We're going to say the number of years is 9. We have 100,000 at the very beginning, present value. The future value is going to be 284,400. Future value. No payment. I'm going to compute the interest rate. Now, I did this on purpose. I put everything in as positive, and so on your actual calculator, it'll say error 5. On the app, it has an error message, hey, this is not an available number, right? It doesn't know what to do. So this is an error message. I want you to see it. If you're doing it on your calculator, it's going to say error 5. So we're going to make the 100,000, make it negative present value, and then compute interest, and it's 12.31%. So if you had an investment that went from 100,000 to 284,400 in 9 years, you have earned, and there's no investment, no additional investment, you have earned about a 12.3% return. Hey, good for you. Number 8. Let's say your account started with a balance of 33,000. Your monthly investments were 500,000. After 30 years, the balance is 922,000. What is your compound annual growth rate? What's your CAGR? Well, this is a monthly problem. So I'm going to do second periods per year, make it 12, enter. Now we know it's 30 years, so it's 360 is the number of periods. 33,000. I'm going to make it negative because that's my present value. I need to make 500 as a negative payment. Whatever you put as present value, you know those payments are increasing that. So they need to be the same side, either both negative or both positive. We know at the end it's 922,000. 922,000 at the end is future value. So compute interest, and you get something like 7.21 is our annual interest. So over 30 years, you made 7.2% interest, and your 33,000 plus your $500 a month investments grew to 922,000. So a little bit over a long period of time makes a big difference. All right, the last two things we're going to solve for N, or the number of periods. So the first one here is, let's say you have a credit card that has a $5,000 balance with an interest of 18%. The minimum payment is $100, and you're going to make that minimum payment. So how many months does it take to pay off the credit card if the payments are $100? Well, this is a 12 periods per year problem. So I already have it set for 12 periods per year, so I don't have to change that. So I have interest. My interest rate is 18% is interest. My present value is 5,000. And my payment is 100. Now I need to make it a different sign. I will make it negative. So 5,000, you see 5,000 is my register for present value. Negative 100 is the payment. And the future value is going to be 0. So how many months does it take? So I'm going to compute N, and it's 93.11. Now if I divide this by 12, that takes 7.75 years. It takes 7 3/4 years, almost 8 years to pay off that $5,000 balance if you make minimum payments of $100. Now, if you make an error here, then you don't have a different signs, then you're going to get a number like 37 that just doesn't make any sense. It's going to take you at least 50 months if you have 0 interest to pay off that $5,000 with $100 a month. All right, last one, number 10. You can invest $350 per month and earn 8.5%. Your goal is to have $200,000. How many months will it take? Once again, this is a 12 periods per year. It's a monthly problem, so I already have the periods per year is 12. So I need to put in 8.5%. I need to put in a 0 present value. You're going to invest $350 per month, and you're going to end up with $200,000. Now on this one, here's what we need to do. We need to make 350, make it a negative, and put it in, 350 negative, and put it in as payment. I've got a negative 350. I'm paying out of my pocket 350, and then it's growing to 200,000. So we're starting with 0. And how many months will it take? So compute N, so 229. If I divide that by 12, that's going to take about 19 years. So if you're 20, it would take you to age 39. You'll have $200,000 just by investing $350 per month. All right, that's how you do the BA2 Plus calculator with all sorts of time value of money problems. If you like this kind of video, please give me a thumbs up leave a comment. I always read the comments. And please consider subscribing if you like this kind of content. Thanks for watching.